Hi, my name is Robert Jacobson. So today is May 6th, and on May 7th, there's an international day known as Empty the Tanks. And I've been thinking a lot about this issue and learning more about some of the specifics and some of the overarching issues regarding captivity related issues for going on in the past, call it, 8 months or so. Although I've known about the issues for a much longer period of time. I think one of the things to think about, though, as much as people, as many of the animal rights activists and advocates want to empty tanks and marine parks and other facilities around the world, something to really note is that there are no authentic solutions yet. There's just a handful of places that you might be able to call sanctuaries for a few dolphins. And the ones for whales are not yet built. There's no funding, no real support yet for those. There's certainly no facilities yet that exist. So even if you could empty the tanks, so to speak, there'd be no place to safely and intelligently take these animals to be able to help them. And I would suggest that for people that are looking to support the organizations that are interested in the subject, look carefully at those organizations in terms of, their history, their experience, how they're spending their money. A lot of these organizations are not for profits, and at least the ones that are organized in the U.S., there's you can look online and find out kind of how they're spending their donations and other sources of revenue. But I had a conversation with a retired politician who was interested in the topic and was asking this person, how we could potentially help some of these animals establish sanctuaries. And this person shared that, that it might have to take governments to compel private industry to maybe one day help pay or co-establish the new sanctuaries or sanctuaries in general, because there's really I haven't seen yet a smart or realistic economic path that can be done. If you're talking about like caring for whales, you're talking millions of dollars to set up that infrastructure, and then potentially millions of dollars per year, whether you're dealing with one animal or many animals for one site. And if you want to get an idea of how many animals, how many cetaceans are in captivity, Setabase, that website has a pretty good database. So you can get an idea of how many animals are currently in captivity. So it might be kind of disappointing to learn that there are no solutions, because you see, I've seen plenty of the social media ads saying, send these animals to sanctuaries, but there's really no the organizations that have these animals are not compelled to do that. They're not required to do that, and there's certainly no policy, no laws, no funding mechanism to make that to make that happen. So I would encourage people to just kind of think further about these issues, and maybe if there's interest, and obviously there is, to truly empty the tanks, what is the incentive for these organizations to do that rather than just feeling good? Some of these organizations, they have their own bills to pay, they have employees. How can we create comprehensive solutions that are good for those organizations now, so that maybe they could transform into something new and even better in the future, and take care of the animals? Organizations that have made millions of dollars over the years on the backs of these animals. And is there a way that, we as a society or these organizations can help kind of pay it back in some way, even if it's somewhat of a token effort in terms of things like seaside sanctuaries? Um, so I want to thank you for listening. Again, my name is Robert Jacobson, and if you want to find out more information, some of the groups that I mentioned, there's emptythetanks.org, and also look up Setabase, and have a great rest of your spring if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Thank you.